Whether accurate or not, we believe that if everyone else is doing it, I should be doing it too. Now, where this also works for you is if somebody else is doing it. In other words, hey, if I was able to help these people get their money back, I can help you. The other thing is that this is where testimonial comes into play. The beauty of a testimonial is that it gives you credibility without you patting your own back. If you're not constructively using testimonials, and if you don't have testimonials to use, you can now start talking about the industry generically. The U.S. government holds $4.8 billion of overpaid or money that they're not entitled to. Every day, organizations like mine help people reclaim millions and millions of dollars. I am here to help you. My organization has been specifically designed to help fight the injustice that's going on with the government taking and keeping your money. So it's not necessarily, you don't have, well, look at Sally Smith. I got her back $50,000. Look at Henrietta Jones. I got her back. You don't have it. And if you don't have it, don't make it up. Yes?
When they ask you, how did you get my name?
Well, so this is the one time in my conversation with you that I'm going to say, wait till I show you my script. Because it makes a ton of sense, and you're going to steal my thunder. So, all right, any questions on scarcity? Or, I'm sorry, social proof and conformity. Okay. The next one is commitment and consistency. This one is huge. How many, so when you bought your car, did you buy new or used? New, wonderful. Did you pay for undercarriage treatment? You must not care about your car. Did they try and sell you undercarriage treatment?
It might be called something different. They sold us something that, but they didn't call it undercarriage.
And you bought it, huh? Okay, perfect. So, here's the thing. Is once a decision is made, people are going to follow through on that decision almost irrespective of what you throw at them. So this is why when you've sold a computer or buy a computer or buy a car or whatever else, that lovely salesperson is on the other side saying, well, of course you want a protection plan, right? I realize I just sold you a piece of crap. I'm going to now insure that piece of crap. This is also when Bob mentioned that you take 7 brand exposures to get somebody to purchase or to at least make an inquiry. Similarly, it takes 7 yeses to close a sale. So you'll notice that throughout our conversation, we're going to ask a lot of really quick confirming questions. Does that make sense? Do you follow me?
Yeah.
Yeah. See how this can help you. Do you agree? So anyway, the reason is that, and everybody knows this in terms of the sales world, they know that when they can get you to say yes, everything else follows through. It's just, and you can agree and say, yes, I'm 100% on board, and then they can say, oh yeah, by the way, this will give you cancer. And you're like, I don't care, cancer, come on, cancer. Can I have some more of that, please? Give me 2 servings. And the reason is because the decision was already made.
So, what is the decision at the beginning of no?
So, give me an example.
I'm not interested.
Okay,
It's a scam.
Okay, so let me just understand, and please, I don't want you to take any offense to the question. Okay. Let's just say, for example, that it is a scam. What do you risk? I don't want, by the way, I don't want your personal information. I don't want your bank account. I don't want your social security number. I don't want your credit card. What are you risking?
Nothing.
Okay, perfect. So even if this is a scam, what's the worst thing that's going to happen to you? Okay, wonderful. So let's just take worst case scenario, it is a scam. Best case scenario, it isn't a scam. What happens if it isn't a scam?
I get money.
You get money. Worst case scenario, you don't get money, it is a scam. Best case scenario, you get money and it isn't a scam. What would you like to do? Okay, perfect. So how would you like to go about that? Would you want to try it on your own? Because you can do that. Does that make sense? Do you know where to even start?
No.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think so. Look, let me do this. I actually happen to have 20 to 30% of the legwork done in terms of the initial audit that I did, but and I don't know enough to where to point you in the right direction, but I do know that there's potentially money. So if we were to work together, would you want me to help you? Because I've pretty much got you most of the way there. I can get us there further and faster than you. Because does that make sense? Are you okay working with me?
Sure.
All right, wonderful.
Sign here.
Is that hard? Did what you gave me a no. That person did not, by the way, anytime somebody tells you no, unless they're like, no, I hate money, I hate the government, I hate the idea of you giving me big checks, please leave me alone. Then the question comes, okay, no problem. Would you mind then signing this over to me? If you really don't want this money, are you okay just signing everything over to me? Because I know I can get it. But if you don't want it, do you want to just give it to me? Because I'll take it. And if they hang up, next one on the list, start dialing.
So would you mail them later on and just say, would you sign this over to me? Trying to get them to sign over after they hate money so bad?
Well, first up, nobody's going to do that. Oh, I hate money. Oh my gosh, I got to move money to go to the bathroom. You know, I hate this stuff. I got toilet paper made out of dollar bills. You know, if you talk to that person, give them my number. So, in terms of, are you going to find that person? No. Are you going to find somebody that says, look, I don't believe this is real? Then you say, great, sign it over to me. And if they say, what are you talking about? I say, look, this is so legitimate. If you don't want it, I would rather you make sure that the government doesn't take it, so help me do that. I'll donate it to charity. I'll do whatever. I'll go save puppies and ponies. I love puppies and ponies. Anyway, does that make sense? I mean, people are going to throw you the most illogical, irrational excuses. I can't, I've got a bar mitzvah. Wonderful. Congratulations on being a man. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? Don't let, just like I told you earlier about your excuses, don't let their excuses get in the way of your success either. You got to take the excuse. There's the old martial arts adage of be water. Be like water. The water goes around the rock and continues on. I mean, you just got to take, somebody throws up an objection or an excuse, take it and use all of that energy and direct it the other way. It is absolutely priceless to do that.
Can you give me a response to, how did you get my telephone number?
You're stealing my thunder again. You and Dinah. You asked the same question in a different way.
Is that right?
Yes. No. So it's like the 100th monkey theory. But what we're going to do, there's a old theory that basically said that there was an island where these monkeys were dipping in their sweet potato into the salt water to get it flavored and to get the sand off of it. And then the monkeys, the next island over, learned how to do this, and so it's a collective learning. It's just basically we're all connected by ether, and if you have a thought, now you have that same thought. So anyway, no, I will get to that. That is actually in the script. Yes. And so, like I said, the script, the way that it's been written, is specifically to minimize objections. So you'll see it, you'll enjoy it, I hope, and if not, let your own script. I can't say that. All right. So, but as soon as the reason, what's powerful here is as soon as somebody's made a decision, they start finding reasons to justify their decision. So yes, I'm going to do this with you. Wonderful. And by the way, I'm going to throw you a few more good things. I don't get paid unless you get paid. This doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. We have experience doing this. We have credible law firms that we work with. Matter of fact, you can choose the law firm if you want, whatever, however you guys want to work it. But then they go and they tell their friends, I found somebody who's going to get me money. And I chose them because of this, this, and this. And this is what you're doing is giving them the opportunity to defend themselves when they go through it. So like I said earlier, people buy emotionally, and then they justify by logic.
And he's gonna pay my lawyer.
And he's going to pay my lawyer, yeah. All right, law of authority. This one's my favorite one. People are more easily motivated by those they perceive to be authorities. Makes sense. Anyone familiar with the Milgram experiments? The Milgram experiments are fascinating. They did a psychological study. They brought in people. The experiment involves 3 people. One of them is an administrator wearing a white lab coat. The other is a student, and the other is a teacher. There are 2 people in on this, and there's just one person there watching, and it's the student. They're watching the teacher. When the fictitious student and teacher are standing in the room, they're both going to be assigned their role, and so they grab a piece of paper from a bowl. There are 2 pieces of paper, and both of them say teacher. But the student grabs one and lies. He always says it first. Mine says student. So then that person is escorted into another room where they are hooked up to electrodes. And then the teacher comes into the room with the person wearing the white lab coat. And they are going to test the correlation of words. So and at this point, by the way, the student says something along the lines of, oh, I'm going to be shocked. Well, please be aware that I've got a heart condition. So then the student is left in the other room, and the teacher and the guy in the white lab coat are in a different room. And they start with the word associations. And they start getting it wrong. So the man in the white lab coat kindly instructs the teacher, please administer a shock. And they do, and it starts off at a very low dosage. And you hear somebody in the other room go, ow! And then they keep going on with the word associations. And every one that goes wrong, the shock gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And the teacher is turning up this dial more and more to administer these successive shocks. 68% of people will administer a lethal dose of electricity when instructed to do so by a man in a white lab coat. Even when it's labeled on the machine, lethal dose. Simply because of somebody in authority saying, do this. And by the way, even when the answers weren't given, they stopped. It appeared as though the person in the other room had passed out or died. They were still administering shocks. 68%. And this wasn't just done once, this has been done several times, but Milgram was the one that started it. And it's been very consistently observed across the board. It's crazy.